Hey, hi everybody. Sorry for the delay. We had some technical difficulties. We couldn't. I couldn't get Abe on the in the studio on Streamyard. So I had to. We had to do all this stuff to get him back on, and and we finally got him on. That's the important thing. And thank you all for tuning in. Who's ever waiting? I see Jamie. Sorry, let me turn this volume down. I seen Jamie Alanese on there. So yeah, sorry guys, sorry about that delay. And I have a special guest again tonight for the third time on my show. He's a real good guy. Me and him are pretty real good friends actually. Now that I've known him over, I'm gonna say maybe over a year. But yeah, he's a great guy. A lot of people know him, and he's back. He's back for the third time. He has some new footage from the place where he had his encounters, his Dogman encounters. Him and his son had Dogman encounters, and we'll let him explain all that. And so I got him backstage. I'm fixing to bring him on. His name is Abe Sias. Most of you know him. He's got his own. He's got his own group in. Well, let me bring him in. Hey, what's going on, Abe? How you
How
doing,
you doing,
brother?
brother? How you doing?
Good. I was just telling the good people, man, that about you, that that you got your YouTube channel up now,
Yes.
up and running. You got your TikTok. You got your groups, your two groups in Facebook, right?
Yes.
Which is spiritual. Well, no, what is it? Positive spiritualist.
Positive
That's one.
spiritualist.
That's actually the first one, and the second one is cryptid and spiritual and cryptid
Spiritualist encounters.
encounters.
Yep.
Right. Okay, cool. Well, glad to have you back, man. Abe, I was just telling the people that you have some new footage and some more explaining to do on the place where you actually had your first Dogman encounters, you and your son, because your son had an encounter, or was it your nephew
Uh,
had an encounter there as
my
well?
nephew was with me when we seen them running down the street.
Yeah.
They was picking over my neighbor's SUV, and well, my
Mm,
son was the one that got lured by something. They said it was a Men in Black. There's from
there you
what I've
go.
seen, there's two colors. There's some that are like black, grayish, and then you
Hmm.
got the ones that's reddish, brownish. They're pretty tall.
Hmm.
The grayish, blackish one, that's bigger. I believe that's the alpha male. But or it's just massive. And then you got the one that's like brownish, reddish. It's big, still it's still big, but not as massive as it's more of tall and not that stocky like the blackish grayish one. That one's massive. It's all muscle.
Hmm.
Um, so I would figure that the big one would be the alpha male compared to the tall, more slender brown one.
Right.
The alpha male would be the blackish grayish one.
Right. I have a question. Well, he's a question from Damien K. He says, "What's the story, guys?" So, Damien, I know you guys are starting to come in because we kind of started off early. Abe. Actually, we should have let some more people come in. Uh, the story is that Abe Sears, he had a Dogman encounter back in 2015, I think it was,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay. And then his son had another encounter as well where he used to live back in 2015. There he used to live, which is Killeen, Texas, right?
Killeen, Texas, and
Killeen, Texas, yeah.
in 2005,
Mm-hmm.
when we moved into the park, I moved in there in 2002. I guess my son was already like 5 or 6 years old. 2005, 2006.
Right.
He was playing on the swing sets, and I was showing my friend the creek because it was beautiful scenery and it's got the park. And when kids are playing and then they stop saying anything, and you don't hear them playing no more, there's something not right, right? So we didn't hear them playing no more. So I'm gonna go look for them. It was my son and her daughter, and we couldn't find them. We searched both sides of the park. I went back home, went looking for him at the house because
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was maybe playing at that time the Sega Genesis or Nintendo 64.
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't find him. So we were searching for about 45 minutes. We couldn't find him, and we called the police. We called the police, and I went back one more time because it's already getting dark. The sun was setting, and as I was yelling the name, my throat was hurting already from all the yelling I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I have a loud voice, being prior military.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking, and finally I seen the top of his hair over some brush, the bushes and the trees in the tree line.
Right.
I ran over there, and that's where they were just standing there. They were like in a trance-like state, just
Right.
like
I remember.
asking
Yeah.
them questions like, "What are you doing here?" They wouldn't respond to me.
So they were kind of frozen, right? They were just
They were
like
just
stuck. Like,
frozen right there. They
yeah.
wouldn't say nothing or anything. And then
Mm-hmm.
till I finally said, "Son, what were you doing here?" Both of them at the same time said that man in black called us.
Right.
So I yelled for my sister and my friend to come and grab them. I said, "Take them home," and they took them home. And I went searching in the woods, looking for this men in black that they said. And I was thinking that somebody's trying to kidnap them. So I'm looking for this men in black. I searched all the woods. I went underneath the bridge, on top of the freeway, but on top of the bridge. I went searching everywhere for this men in black, which I was thinking it was somebody dressed in black or maybe an African American, and I didn't find nobody, man. There's nobody. That happened in 2005, 2006. Fast
Mm-hmm.
forward, you know, to the things that were happening in 2015. I believe it was dealing with the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
which this men in black was really because of some of the footage that I got on today, you know, you could hear something say "run, run," But besides that, uh,
Mm-hmm.
all I know is that in 2015, me and my nephew were talking outside, and he seen something picking over my neighbor's SUV, and he picked down, and we thought somebody was trying to break into our neighbor's SUV, and in between the mobile homes, it's not that wide, so it's probably like to get to my neighbor's house, it's probably like 15 feet,
Mm-hmm.
to get there. So we went running around our SUV. We were around our SUV in a yard. We seen something running through a yard pretty fast. So we went back to our yard, and then we seen it. It was at first I thought it was because when I seen it running, I seen something running on twos right through our
Mm-hmm.
yard. But when it was came out on the other side of my other neighbor's mobile home because there's a light, you seen it going on a low crawl, and I was like, "That's not a dog. That's too big to be a dog." And then it went up to a medium crawl, and I was like looking at it. I said, "That's not no. Is that a deer?" I said, "No, that's not no deer. What the hell?" And I'm like, me and my nephew were talking to each other like, "What is that?" And then it stood up. When it stood up, it's like, "Whoa, what the?" It stood up on twos. Poof. It stood up, and he just started running. Right, started
Mm-hmm.
running. So we started running down our street, opposite to the other street, and then we seen it go to the left into somebody's yard. But underneath the tree, I believe the Alpha was waiting for it, right? And he was
Mm-hmm.
standing underneath the tree, and we're looking like, "What is that, Unc?" My nephew, "What is that, Unc?" And we're looking, he's just underneath this tree. There's something big, black, and massive. Then he turned around, and he started running down the street. So that was the one that we actually got us all because my nephew, he was younger than me, so he was trying to stay with it, but he was too fast. It was like the way we run. He kept his hands up here in the front,
Mm-hmm.
and he would use just his lower body. The way the legs were curved inward, he was massive, all muscular. He
Mm-hmm.
had long upper torso, a long neck, and then you can see the face. I didn't see a big snout; it was more like a shorter snout, but you
Mm-hmm.
could see the ears beside it, and it was just using the power of his legs to run, and it was more of a stride, a long stride, but it was like a jump, right? So that's how he left us behind so fast. We couldn't catch up to it. It was too too fast, I guess, because of how tall it was and the stride that it had. It just
Mm-hmm.
dusted us. It left us behind. Yeah, we seen it go into the park, and we could hear where it went into the creek because we hear the branches cracking and breaking.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and that's the the first time that it really identified itself to us before the encounter I had in the woods. No, this after the encounter. This like a year later after the encounter I had in
So
the woods.
so was that you and your son and your nephew all together that was experiencing all
In
that, Abe?
2005, it was my son. It
Right.
was my son, and in
Mm-hmm.
2015, that was with me was my nephew, my nephew Rick. He was with me when
Mm-hmm.
that happened. Uh, when I went into the woods, it had to happen at like around 2014 because the one with what me and my nephew seen because we already knew that they were out there because of what had happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
But then they showed itself. It's kind of like they kept on tabs on me. They kept on coming to my house. That's when all the things started happening where they were banging and they were
Oh
banging
yeah.
high on top of a mobile home. You can hear them running on top of the mobile home at nighttime.
Wow. Man, that's
Like you can hear
crazy.
like the thump, thump, thump. When I go check on top of a mobile home,
Yeah.
because top of the home was like 10.
Yeah.
It was all dented, man. Where I guess something heavy was running on top of there. So it was kind of damaged. My mobile home got messed up. Like you can see where at nighttime you hear the poundings on the wall. Boom. Something will come pound on my wall.
Man.
When I
Yeah.
go outside,
Nothing.
my freaking aluminum was dented up on top, where you can see the marks
What?
where something was sitting,
Something heavy.
something tall. It
Yeah.
had to be tall because it was I
Right.
couldn't reach it. I had in order for me to get to that spot that was sitting, I had to get a ladder to reach to that spot. So whatever
Okay.
it was coming, hitting my mobile home was real tall.
Uh huh.
One of the things that it would do, it would come and urinate around my mobile home, urinate on my doors, on my sliding doors, and on my vehicle. And there was this nasty stench that it would leave behind. This
Mm-hmm.
after every time it would come to my house, so I would go out there because I didn't know what I was dealing with. So I said, well, maybe it's something because it would move so fast. It's like I never seen something move so fast. Just put it this way: it moves so fast that it's like a blur. Like a blur. And I put that to the test on some of this footage that I have today. What I did is I could see the blur in the video, so I said, okay, let me slow down the speed to see if it's just a blur or if it's something there. And when I slowed down the speed, I caught something, and
Mm-hmm.
that's how fast they are. Whoever's reviewing, they're super fast. I know y'all know that I did a show on This Books Are Haunted season 3, episode 2 on there. There's
Right.
where
That's the
one
Travel Channel, right?
on the travel channel.
Yeah.
A friend of mine had a flat. I had gone shoot pool on Friday, and we fixed the flat, and they were going to drop me off. And drop me off, and before I even get off of the vehicle, she
Mm-hmm.
said, "There's somebody standing behind the vehicle, right?" And I look and I see the figure, and then she's like, "Oh my God, there's something standing in front of us." And there was one in front of us, and they said there are two to the sides also. There's four, and she was all scared. So the only thing that I do because I had been battling already for so long is I got off and I started praying the Our Father. She backed off and took off. When she left, they all chased her, man. You could see the blur, and they chased her like super fast, and she was speeding, out of the park. She said that when she was going out of the park, that one of them came out of the woods and hit her vehicle, tried to run her off the road.
Mm-hmm.
It literally hit her vehicle, almost ran off her up the road, and she was petrified. I tried to get her to come on that show, but she
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to do it. She said she didn't want no bad uh, karma coming her way.
Coming away. Yeah. A lot of
She's
people
talking
think
about it.
that.
You know, uh,
Yeah.
just like my friend that had recorded the video with the footage that we initially seen this like a man like looked like black and he had like an amulet around his neck
Mm-hmm.
and he was straight into the ground. She had the footage and she erased it because she said she didn't want nothing bad coming her way, but it still went her way because she was
Oh.
in that area. So the things that were happening in my house were happening at her house also.
Right, right. Abe, let me ask you a question real quick, man. For me and the people in the chat that
Yes,
might want to know, how exactly do you cleanse yourself after being in a place like that has, paranormal activity or whatever, or cryptid activity or whatever? I mean, how do you cleanse yourself? I know you got like a lot of like stones, right, and and,
yes,
and, and, and
yes. Like
minerals.
right now, I got
But
a
how do
total.
you exactly do you clean yourself? Like, how do you
When I was
cleanse?
fighting spiritually, brother,
Mm-hmm.
this is what I would do. I'll do the sign of the cross. I had some anointing oil, put a cross on my forehead
Mm-hmm.
for spiritual protection because you don't know what you're going to run into out there, man.
Right. You know
You have
why?
to be
Because a
ready.
lot of people, I've heard a lot of people say that thing that you said that she said. I don't want to, take this negativity with me to my home or whatever, So they,
So you
that's
have to
why.
protect yourself. This is something I've been doing since I was a kid.
Hmm.
I remember when I was growing up, do the sign of the cross. My grandmother would bless me every day.
Hmm.
I would give her a kiss in the hand. So that's something I've done for a long time. Yeah, even when I go on a road trip, I do the sign of the cross, and
I
pray
do
for a
too.
safe
I do too.
trip.
Every time I go out,
That's
yeah,
customary within
yeah, me
the
too.
our heritage
Hmm.
that we do that is
Yeah,
praying and blessing
yeah,
for something
yeah.
safe.
A,
Well,
a safe trip, there and back to your home, and please God, let me,
yes,
go to this place and come back home safe.
yes.
That's
In Spanish, el
that's
nombre del Padre, Hijo, Espíritu Santo.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
That's like a
that
given.
it's protection, and I've used
Hmm.
that even when I was
Protection.
in combat. When I was in combat, I'll do the prayers and place God first. Well, when you go into those areas, you don't know what you're going to run into. When I was fighting spiritually, I had to literally chase these dark shadow figures out of my house from inside my house to go out of my house. And I'm praying against them, and they're just taking off, and I follow them towards the park, and they go into the trees. So it's like I was dealing with Dogman activity. What people call Dogman. Me, I know them as werewolves, right?
Hmm.
That's what we know them as. And then you had this shadow figures coming into my home, invading my home. So it's like what it was like. A lot of things were happening at once. So I was trying to figure out: is it something real? Is it something spiritual? So it's like to me when I seen the shadow figure floating off the ground, it's like, man, it's got to be something demonic, you know. But then when I seen it in the flesh and he's breaking branches, or it's like you said, well,
Hmm.
it's got to be real. It's breaking branches, right? So that's what I was dealing with. But in order for you to protect yourself, you have to have some kind of faith. First of all,
Right.
you do the sign of the cross. You pray, call upon the Heavenly Father to come and assist you. It's never about an I thing. It's about Him, because
Right.
He's the one that does everything. When we call upon Him in true faith and true belief, He comes and assists us. But when you go
Hmm.
into those areas, brothers and sisters,
Hmm.
I would spiritually ground daily, you know, to keep my senses very keen, in which my spiritual sense could sense what's around me spiritually, So my senses were the same as when I was in the military. My senses in the military were very keen, that I would build a bubble of protection around me, that if somebody entered that bubble, I'll react to it. By the time you know it, I already have somebody on the ground.
Wow.
When I was in combat, I had to build a barrier, a bubble of protection with my senses, where I could feel the energies around me. So if somebody enters that, you react to it. In combat, you can't let the enemy get that close to you, right?
Hmm.
So you have to react to the situation. There was times where I would get woken up, and I'll have the guy that woke me up already on the neck with a knife or a gun on him already, ready to use it, and he'll
Damn.
be scared. That's when you have to prepare yourself, right? You have to train and prepare yourself for those kind of situations. Like I just explained to you, combat
Hmm.
was spiritually the same way. Some of the things I would do is just say the Our Father to protect me, but then later on, I started finding out about minerals that protect you also, like tourmaline. It protects you from any negative energies. You got selenite that it can you can energize your stones with it. At the same time, the selenite is guardian angels, and angels come to that because it's got energy. So it comes, and it can use selenite to communicate to your
Hmm.
guardian angels and angels that come and assist you. So I keep selling that in my house,
Right.
in my by my windows and stuff like that.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy, bro. Cause I mean, yeah, you gotta be, like spiritually and like a barrier, like you said. You know what I mean? When you go
Yeah.
out there, because a lot of people go out
Yeah,
to,
and when I was doing these things,
places. Uh huh.
I was doing it by myself. Just imagine this.
Right.
Imagine you being at the park, and you're by yourself at the park, and you hear maybe some rocks being thrown. You're like, well, just probably the creek, rocks falling.
Hmm.
But then you hear your name being called. You hear your
Hmm.
name being called very loudly through the park, that it echoes coming from a certain direction, which was a wood line. And you don't hear it once, you hear it like two or three times. They're calling your name, right? And then after that, they hear a loud laugh, like somebody laughing, like a man laughing real loud,
Mm-hmm.
like making fun of you, right? So me, like I said, I would stay spiritually grounded. I believe that by maintaining my faith, that I can go anywhere in this world. It doesn't matter how dark the place is. Like I'm going to be protected by the Heavenly Father. So I
Mm-hmm.
will go. I will go to where the laughs or the people that call whatever was calling my name. I will go into that territory and I'll start praying in their territory at nighttime. When I would enter the passageway and I could feel the energies that are around me. Sometimes I could hear a growlings where they're
Mm-hmm.
growling at me,
Mm-hmm.
or I hear cuss words being said to me. But I wasn't afraid.
Right.
Because guess where I've been. It's like where I've been, and I was younger then too.
Right.
So
Right.
I was way younger than it's like 10.
Right.
That's quite a bit time ago.
I have another question for you, Abe. Your son and your nephew, they were very young back then when they had the encounter. Have you asked them lately, like within the past few years, how if they still remember that or how they feel about that? Have you asked them that?
My son says he remembers a
Mm-hmm.
little bit because he was young. Uh, he remembers certain events that were happening around the house. Uh, my niece, because I had a family, my sister had children, so they remember all the things. But my nephew, he remembers, but he got spiritually attacked, where
Mm-hmm.
he kind of like he's in his own little world right now. He was being what I was going through spiritually. He started going through that,
Mm-hmm.
and he's not he hasn't been the same, man. It's like he like got spiritually attacked pretty bad. Where because when I left there, he stayed there. Him and my sister stayed, and he started getting spiritually attacked. But those
Oh.
unseen forces, where he was saying they were calling his name to go to the woods, and he said he ran
Pásame
into
ese
this
calentador porque
woman.
aquel se calienta. Pásame.
He ran into this woman, and she was asking me about me, where was I at, and all this. A woman came out of the woods, was standing by a tree, asking him about me, where I'm at, and then he was asking him a lot of questions. And after that, he started seeing this woman everywhere, in which you could say he kind of like lost his mind, man. Like he was being spiritually attacked by an unseen force that he's not all up there right now. My nephew, I think I lost your brother.
Sorry, I had put the mute
Oh,
button.
yeah.
I was gonna say, oh really? So you think it affected him more than your son?
Well, it affected him, my nephew, because
Right.
he when we
He's the
moved,
one.
when me and my son moved, he stayed there with my sister,
Mm-hmm.
and my sister was experiencing things also where she was hearing her sons calling her name toward the woods, but her sons wasn't even in the house; they were gone, like to Austin, and they always call her name also. So that's why I would say that whatever it was, when it shows you its form, how it looks beastly,
Mm-hmm.
it's by that by itself. When you see something that big, that monstrous, that's scary by itself, right? But like I said, it
Right.
depends how you train yourself, right? So I wasn't worried about what I seen. I know it was massive,
Mm-hmm.
but what was more scarier about that is when you get attacked by an unseen force, when you hear footsteps running behind you, and then as you're going to turn, you get hit in the back,
Mm-hmm.
and you fly 4 or 5 feet, tumble and roll, and you get up with your guards up to fight, and there's nobody around you, and you're in like an open space. There's no woods nearby or nothing, just open space. But and you're getting dropped in that manner by an unseen force. At least if it was something real, right,
Right.
that is coming at you like a cougar or a wildcat or some kind of animal.
Mm-hmm.
You have weapons, a gun or a knife or machetes. At least you're able to defend against it because you're seeing what you're fighting. But imagine not being able to see what's coming at you and attacking you. That's even scarier.
Yeah, that's worse when you can't see what's attacking you.
I got shoved off a cliff, like a 12, 13-foot drop with my
Mm-hmm.
groceries. I was cutting through the woods on the other side of the creek. There was a shortcut, and I'll have my groceries. I had groceries in my hands. I had dog food on my shoulders, right? And I just hear footsteps, heavy footsteps behind me. And next thing you know, I'm flying off that cliff. And the only thing that I've seen is a tree, a little skinny tree beside me. And I grabbed the tree. And when I seen the creek coming down, and I let go of the branch and I landed like safely in there. But my back's ripped and everything. I mean, at that
Mm-hmm.
time I was weighing like 225, 230. But something shoved me off the cliff. So
Mm-hmm.
when you hear about natives, like the natives from the Central Texas area, that's how they would do hunting.
Mm-hmm.
They would lure the buffalo or the deer to the edges of the
Oh, the
cliffs,
cliffs, yeah.
and they shove them off, and that's how they would kill them. They
Mm-hmm.
break their legs, and then they go and kill them. That's how
Right.
they do their hunting. So, that was when I was going through all. There was a lot of things in my mind that I was thinking of. When people
Mm-hmm.
talk about shapeshifters, I witnessed a shapeshifter there also. Where there was a fox looking at me, and I'm looking at this little fox, and I start following the fox because he wasn't afraid of me. So as I follow this fox, he turns around the corner of the mobile home, and I turn around the corner of the mobile home. Then what I see is an old man with it looks like a fur of a coyote on his head and on his
Ooh.
back, and he's barefooted. You can see his
Yeah.
legs. You can see his, like, I'm talking about skin,
Skin, yeah, yeah.
and he's cold as hell. I'm like, man, what is he doing out here like that, barefooted? So I follow him off the block, takes a left, and we'll go walking through the mobile home park. I follow him behind him to see where he goes. He goes to the stop sign, takes a right. He goes out there to that road that goes around the embark that goes around towards the airport.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm following him. I'm like right behind him, probably like 10 feet away from him, just looking at him, keeping him in my eyesight. So I'm looking, and then he turns a left by the fence. And goes behind a bush. So I'm looking to see if he's going to come behind this bush, right?
Mm-hmm.
So next thing you know, from behind the bush, I see a Saint Bernard, like Cujo, comes running from
Ooh.
behind the bush
Yeah.
to another bush. So I said, okay, I'm looking now for two things, military term, looking for the old man coming out of the bush or the Cujo
The
that's
Cujo
going to
guy,
come out of
yeah.
the bush because I'm
Yeah.
keeping an eye on both bushes.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, a bird flies out of the bush where the Cujo was. And
Where
as
where
soon as
did this happen again?
it happened there in the Elms Grove, in the outskirts,
Oh, in that same area where
same
you had your
area.
Dogman
That's an
encounter.
area that I need to show you still.
Right, yeah, that we're gonna
There's
be
other
looking
areas
at.
that I have to
Yeah.
show y'all that I haven't showed y'all yet.
Right, right, right,
It's
right.
just what happens to me, brother and sisters. When I go there, I try not to stay too long because they try to drain my energy, and there's
Yeah.
times like last time I went there, not the one that returned to Elms Grove, but the one before that. There was one time I went there, and man, I had made a quick video and had gone to a different site.
Mm-hmm.
I felt something just go right through me. And after that, my wife's like, "What's the matter with you?" It's like I don't feel well. I had to stop at it's like I felt like all my energy, like something went through my body, and I wasn't feeling well. So that's one of the reasons when I go make the videos, I try not to stay too long in the area because I know of the energies that are there, what they're capable of doing. They're capable of draining your energy. That's
Yes.
what they do.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Wow, that's cool, man. And yeah, I was just gonna tell people that that are maybe just coming in that you have been here before and you have told your story before. Yeah, but now you have
More footage.
actual more footage. Yeah,
Yeah,
recent footage of the
recent footage.
place where you had your Dogman encounter because you had some old videos, but very very old videos, right? And you were getting like pictures and the short videos from them, like clips and stuff.
Yeah,
But I
that was the
remember,
only video I had from when my
yeah.
account got permanently deleted from
But a lot of
Facebook.
people don't know. About a month ago, I was talking to you, and I said, "Hey, man, you know what? It would be a good idea if you go back there and get more footage or new video, and maybe capture something while you're there." And you said, "You know what? Yeah, that's a good idea, Carlo and Carlito." And I said, "Yeah, man, check it out. See if you can." You did. I think you went right the next day, right after we
Yeah,
spoke about
I
that.
went. I already. Yeah, that's one thing, brother and sisters, what we're doing when you go through something. It's kind of like you're connected to the area. Kind of like me.
Hmm.
I was in combat. I'm connected to on the 28th of this month is the 33 year anniversary of Desert Storm. Operation Desert Storm. And and that's why I'm wearing this, in honor of all my brothers and arms that served with me in the front lines, and anybody that served, right? That's why I wear it in respect. But in that way, you always feel something when you go through something. It always draws you back in.
Hmm.
I think a video where Sister Bettina Moss went back to the area where she
Yeah,
never
just
encountered.
recently she just went
Yeah,
back to where her parents
just
lived
to
for
see
over
if
30
anything was
years.
gonna pop up. But
Yeah.
it's when you experience something and you've been through it, it leaves like something on you. So when I go to these areas, I already know what's there because my if you notice in some of my videos, Carlito, that I did,
Hmm.
I had a long sleeve on because I didn't want to sense nothing around. I didn't want to sense anything around me. So I
Right.
was just using my hearing senses, and I guess they were pretty good because I
Mhm.
caught the footage that it did.
Right. Yeah, yeah, thank you, man.
Uh,
So like I was saying, Abe's got some new footage because I told him it'd be a good idea if you go back there and get some new videos and pan around so everybody can know what it actually looks like. And he did. He took a lot of
yeah,
video. He went what twice back
I
there
think I went three
or
times.
three times.
I took in a couple, then I went by myself, then went one more time,
One more
which was
time.
that one that was in the plan. I just
You
showed up on
just
the different side of
yeah,
the
yeah,
of
on the
the
other side of
on the other side,
the woods.
the other side of the bridge.
Oh, the
Yeah,
bridge, yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
yeah,
there's a creek going right through there,
yeah.
right, right
It's a
smack
creek.
down the middle.
Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, and so we got some clips that Abe, and he's gonna give
yeah.
us the explanation on the clips. Obviously, that's why I wanted him to come on
Yeah, I didn't think
and
that I was
explain
able
more.
to catch that kind of footage, but I caught it, man. There's this, they're not too nice, There's one clip where it's really cussing at me, saying some foul language,
Yeah.
and one of them, uh, that's how I caught the images and the videos. Is that in one of them I'm walking by the near the creek,
Hmm.
and I hear something say "run" on the EVP, on the recording, and I'm walking, and then it says again "run." I said, well, let me go back and slow down the footage to see if there's anything there that might be saying run.
Right. Right.
And boom, it was there.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. There's the
That's why I
you
get to
got some
take
pretty
clips
good.
now, and just keep an open mind, because I know that there's a lot of videos that are out there on social media that you don't know if they're real or not, and but just keep in mind of it being all I can say, if you can tell me to run, and when I search for it and you see something that looks like a werewolf, then what are its capabilities?
Right.
Can it actually speak? You know,
Yes.
let's say shapeshifters can speak. That is, the day that I went there, when I got this footage, I
Hmm.
got home. Right, got home, went to sleep. That evening, I got visited in my dream, or should I say telepathically,
Hmm.
by this. He showed me a face, how he looked as a person. Like
Hmm.
he was like, I think he was trying to trick me. But then he showed me this. Is what he told me, not to go back into the area. That if I go back to the area, it's going to have to unhinge its mouth and swallow me whole. That's what he told me in my dream. And that's what happens
Oh.
when you rub against something that you actually feel. If you're spiritually
You know
gifted,
what? You know what? I
you're
remember you telling me that story.
spiritually
Yeah.
gifted.
Can you?
If
Hey,
you can get
can
something,
you? I'm sorry, Abe. Can you explain to everybody that dream real quick? How it happened and what it said and how you woke up and everything. Can you explain that to him? Because that was really interesting,
yes,
man. When you told me.
after I did the footage where I hadn't even viewed the clips or nothing yet. After I did the recording where I caught all this imagery, I was visited in my dream, and he showed me a face how he looked, and I could see it in his beastly figure how he was trying to attack some people or scare
Hmm.
people
Hmm.
in the dream, but then he told me that for me to stay away, or that if I didn't stay away, that it was gonna unhinge his mouth and swallow me whole. That's
Oh.
what he told me. So was it a shapeshifter that I'm dealing with? Because I've seen the form of a man, but then I'm seeing the form of a beast,
Hmm.
or was it a something demonic? No, because they're tricksters, right? So they're not gonna show you the true identity. But whatever it can speak because I caught it where it says "run to me twice,"
Hmm.
and I'm looking. I didn't hear it when I'm recording.
Hmm.
It's when I view back the video that
The
I'm
video,
viewing.
that's when you can see stuff and hear stuff you can't hear
Yes, and
in
and
person. Right.
and I already know that they're fast. So what I
Hmm.
did is I lowered the speed on my thing, and when I lowered the speed and I'm looking because they're like I said very fast. What I mean by fast is like a blur. So if they're in spirit form or if there are real creatures that can move that fast, the only thing that throws me off is that it can freaking speak. When he tells
Hmm.
me run twice, and the second time he tells me run, he's kind of like wants to growl at me. Then he's like run. That's what he says, run.
Oh, wow, it's growling. Yeah.
Like he wants
Okay.
to, yeah. And
Yeah.
that's why I think I got the clip where you can see it and he's opening his mouth and it's showing me teeth.
Hmm.
And that's in the same area where it tells me run twice.
Man. Hey, what about that one? I remember you saying that it told you get out, like get out with the words get out.
Yes, the Get Out.
Hmm. Was that a
Yeah,
different video or was that same?
no, it was. I believe it's in the same video, and
Okay.
it's saying "Get Out." I think near the bamboo by the
Oh, okay.
bamboo, but I didn't get to really work on it. But
Hmm.
you can hear where it's saying "Get Out."
That's on the video with the bamboo then.
The bamboo,
Okay.
but I didn't get
Which is
to
the
work.
third video, right? Which is the
Yeah,
one
yeah, it should be
across
in one of
the.
those. So there's another one that I'm gonna place to work on.
Right.
It's when I was leaving that I had to pass through the bamboo again. I'm thinking that's where it might have happened, but it's telling me to get out. It's
Right.
telling me to get out. And also, as I was working on the video last night, I have more evidence of when I'm walking back out of the creek.
Hmm.
I caught all these pictures, man, where they're standing right nearby me. These werewolf-like figures. They're standing all around me, like right by the path of the as I'm coming out of the creek, and I caught it on video, and I'm slowing down. I'm screenshotting all these images of this werewolf-like creatures, man,
Hmm.
and I'm like, they were there. It just I couldn't see them because the sun was already setting. We remember the sun was setting already,
Yeah.
but I have pictures of them how they look.
Yeah. It was getting dark. I remember telling you, hey,
And
be
they're
careful,
pretty
man. Get out of
massive. I'm thinking
there.
that
Yeah.
if there's a den
Hmm.
because I have a friend that was a trucker, and he said that he would see him run from one side of the woods to the other because he would pass through the bridge. He used to work, and he would go park on the other side of the bridge. There's like a little parking lot, and he would park his truck there. He said he
Oh,
would see this dogmen or werewolves
really?
running from one side of the woods to the other side. And he verified that he knew that I was saying the truth because he would see them like around 3 in the morning, 3, 4 in the morning. They're running across the highway, go from one side of the woods to the other side of the woods. Uh, he said
Right.
that he had parked his vehicle and that when he was waiting for his ride to come pick him up, that he something jumped on top of his trailer, started running on top of the trailer, and then it started banging his trailer, and he was moving, and he was all scared inside his trailer, till his wife got there to pick him up. Uh, but he said, I was trying to get him to share his story of what happened to him
Right.
in the same area. But he told me that one day he would share it with me. He was busy when I tried to contact him.
Right. Well, you should bring him on your show then, Abe.
Yes,
And have him tell his experiences
yes,
and his
brother.
encounters.
Montegria,
Yeah.
this happened in Killeen, Texas, man. In Killeen, Texas, right there in Elms Grove, Killeen, Texas. Where I live, you got Killeen, Texas, and I'm in between Harker Heights and Killeen, Texas. It's kind of like by the old airport. There's like a
But
section where
but
there's
tell him
really
tell him tell him what the biggest city near you is, so they can understand
the
where it's at.
biggest city close to Killeen, Texas, would be Austin, but
Austin, Texas.
Fort Hood base is right by Killeen.
Right.
It's in Killeen.
The Fort Hood base.
Fort
Yeah.
Hood,
Hmm.
the biggest army base. When I was in the military, when I was in my 20s, I witnessed things out there too, with my crew. We witnessed something that looked like a werewolf. After gunnery was doing night fire, and I was me, my TC. We were gonna go get our score or night score, and we were walking to the. They had like a little building where there where the evaluator score, listen to the videos, and we say the proper fire commands and stuff like that. And we're walking up the trail uh,
Mm-hmm.
by the wood line. We seen them. We seen like two of them. Two were like beings that were just there looking at us. The brown one was a brown one. The brown one and the black one. They were standing right there by the wood line. And when me and my TC, my tank commander, seen each other, I said, "You see that?" And we looked back. They were gone. That's how fast they move. Uh, Also on in Belton Lake, I had an encounter in Belton Lake where I had gone to a party. In one of those houses is up there, up in the hills, and we had to walk down into like a knot to go swimming. And it was nighttime. They said, "Hey, let's go down there and swim." So I went down there by myself. Followed the steps down, and I jumped in the water. I was swimming in the water.
Right.
Nobody was showing up.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, I hear something in the water, and I'm looking. I see something floating on the top of the water. I said, "Man, it looks like an alligator." And I said, "Let me get out of here." So I come out of the water, and I start walking back up. As I'm walking back up the path to go up to the houses, and this path, there's nothing but woods around, and grass. I just when I feel something, right, and when I
Mm-hmm.
turn around, they pass right in front of me, man. Two of them, huge, and they brushed right against me, and I was like, "What the hell was that?" And it wasn't no deer because I know how deers are. This is where they were standing. They were tall. They were massive. And
Mm-hmm.
when I looked, they're just running real fast. They're moving real fast through the grass like nothing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I guess they have tough skin. Like there's a lot of deers that have tough skin, so
Yeah.
they can run pretty fast without getting cut or nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Hey, Al was making a comment right now. It says a lot of sightings before Hood. Yeah,
yes,
and another thing that I wanted to tell everybody, Abe, real quick, is that remember the other day, me and you were explaining to me about Fort Hood because I didn't
yes,
know exactly where it was, and while me and you were on a call, I went on my phone. I went to Google Earth or whatever, and I went and checked it out. And you were like, "Oh yeah, it's here." Oh yeah, because you were telling me about like where Killeen is, where all the cities are around where you live.
yes,
And I found it. So I was like, oh, okay, okay. I see how far it is from Austin and all that. Then we went to Fort Hood Place. And remember I told you, hey, Abe, how come these big patch of woods right above Fort Hood, they have no names? Like there's not even a forest name to it, nothing. Like
yes,
no names for the creeks, no names for the lakes, nothing. It's like erased from the map kind of
yes.
deal. Where like it doesn't have any names whatsoever. And then you go from Fort Hood down, and all the lakes there have names on the
Yes.
side, on the east, the west, the north. Everything has, but it's just that patch of woods that
There's a lot
has
of
no
areas.
name at all.
There's a lot of areas where,
Is
of
that
course,
government? Is that government
it's
land? Is that why? Oh,
government
that's
land,
probably why it doesn't have.
but
Yeah,
at the same time, there's a lot of ranges, mountain ranges there, or
yeah.
hill ranges where
Yeah.
we're
So
not allowed to
I'm
train
pretty
there
sure like
because
Al says a lot of activity happens there
yeah,
and Bigfoot sightings and Dogman sightings because nobody can
we're
go in there. It's government owned.
we're not allowed to train in certain areas or to go venture
Yeah.
into the hilltops
Right.
because a lot of those areas are massive grave sites of
Mm.
natives
Mm-hmm.
that they passed away there because Central Texas, which whether it's Killeen, Lampasas, Copper Grove,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Belton, Toledo, Temple. They used to be native land at one point in time. So there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of markers. If you look up for markers of maybe like areas where people don't go, there's red markers where people aren't allowed to go because certain things happen there.
Oh. Okay.
Markers, red marks on
Right.
the. I was looking at this, like whoa, there's a lot of red markers where I guess people are not allowed to go because the something is native. What do you call it? Like we're not allowed to go there because it's native. Something dealing with the natives.
Mm-hmm.
They used to live here in the area.
Oh, so you think that might be native land as well? Now it's
Yes,
government, but it used to be native land there.
yes, yes.
Oh,
The
that explains why all the activity then,
and one of
right?
the stories that I heard from there was this man that heard my story on This Was a Haunted season 3 episode 2,
Yeah.
and he told me that he built that old airport right about where I live, and he said, I need to tell you something. He's already up there in the age, and he said that when they were building that airport, that they were what do you call it, renovating the airport, put in more tar and stuff like that. When they were digging it up, to
Mm-hmm.
redo everything there, that
Mm-hmm.
they found a massive gravesite, and that in the gravesite there was medallions and all kinds of artifacts of native, right? That the person in charge told them
Mm-hmm.
to cover it up, to continue with the project. Even though they found all this massive gravesite. So he's saying that what he was told by the person in charge, that where the airport is and where I live, that all that was a massive gravesite. That's what I was told. That's what he wanted to share with me.
Ooh, wow.
And I've had him come to me. Then I had another gentleman come to me that he was a sergeant major. He said he had a soldier that lived where I lived in Elms Grove,
Mm-hmm.
and that he had to come pick him up to from his house because he was afraid to drive. And he would ask him, so why are you afraid? How come I have to come pick you up
Mm-hmm.
just to come to work? He said, because I feel tired. I feel my energy drained. And he kept on telling him in Spanish, que aquí espantan, which means that they're haunting here. He
Mm-hmm.
said that he would tell him that he would hear all kinds of stuff, banging. It's
Yeah,
kind
it's
of like the
haunted.
same activity that I was going through. And
Mm-hmm.
when he heard my story on this was on episode 2, that then he believed what his soldier was going through. That he was being something was happening to him. Which no,
So,
it could be that like you
hey,
said, Indian burial
Abe,
ground.
Abe, just real quick, that you said that these woods are haunted on the Travel Channel, season 3, episode 2.
Yes, yes,
Okay, just because you say it
yeah.
real fast, bro. So I was like,
See,
okay.
the reason I left it that way and said it the
Mm-hmm.
way I said it, because I'm going to say how it is, how it happened to me. But
Mm-hmm.
what's good about it is that all these people that have viewed the videos, some of them are my friends, that they're giving me this information that I didn't know about, and that's what's good, because that's helped me know that there was more involved in what's happening there. It could be a mixture of everything, but I know for a fact that there's all kinds of activity there. There was times, I could hear drum beats coming out of those woods.
Ooh,
Drum beats,
that's
boom, boom, boom,
wow.
like a the drum beat over here was more of like a war, like a ready for war, and like boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. It would get louder and louder, and I'll be like, "Hey, do you hear that?" They're coming from the woods, like boom, boom, boom. You can hear drum beats.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I'm not the only one that experienced the things there. A lot of my family members still, I try to get my niece to come out to talk about what she's seen, but they all witnessed was this dark shadow figures that were coming. They were coming in many forms, tall, some were short.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they changed into different forms. And one of the capabilities that they had, that they could go through the walls, they could manifest enough to open up a sliding door and close it, or open up a door. But the thing that they would do is go into trees, use the trees as a portal, or just go into a tree to hide. But then I would begin to think, well, I know the natives used to use trees as markers where their graves were. When somebody died, they would plant a tree. Well, maybe the
Right.
trees grew, and what we're seeing is actually the spirits that were going into the trees, because that's where they reside. Into the tree. Uh, but then I'll talk about one where I'm chasing it. It's jumping from tree to tree, going into the trees, and then he starts laughing at me, making fun of me, and he goes up into the sky. Is all in black. Is elevating into the sky, goes into the sky, up to the upper branches of the trees, and he just disappears like into little pieces. But it's laughing at me, like making fun of me. Like, I guess it was the same laugh that I would hear when I was there. But luckily
You
that
know
I'm
what?
glad
You
that I
know
went
what? You
back
know what?
because I got more footage.
Right. You know what? It's funny that you just mentioned that, because Al had a similar experience, but his was with orbs. He said
Yeah.
he saw 2 orbs, right? And they shot up a tree and just, like illuminated everything and then just took off, like disappeared. I'm like, dang, you just
I'll
reminded
share
me of
another
that.
experience with you.
Mm-hmm.
Of why I say what I say about the spiritual aspect out of it. I used to go walking. I had a black cloud on my leg, so I would go walking every night for exercise around the big quad by the airport. So I was walking around the quad one night, right, and I was already the night before I had walked like 11, 12 miles. So I was walking. I said, you know what? I don't feel like walking tonight. I went by the fence where the shapeshifter was. So I said, you know what? I'm turning back around. So when I turn back around, I look and I see something on the ground, and I'm looking like, what is that? So I start walking towards, and I seen a rock formation, a circle, or big rocks. This in the middle of the road, and they were pretty far apart. And I'm like, man, I could have. My instincts were keen. So I'm like, man, whoever did this had to be like in ninja mode to be able to plant them there without me even looking. And from where I stopped to there was probably like maybe 30 to 40 steps. So I turn around and I'm seeing the rock formation, and I was like, "Is that you, nephew, trying to mess with me?" And nobody's saying nothing. I hear nobody say nothing. Are you there? Is anybody there? And nobody's saying nothing, right? So I'm seeing this rock formation in the middle of the freaking road. I didn't go into it, and I didn't touch the rocks. I just went away from it. But there was a time where, so we talking about orbs, that I did see, I call a mass, a dark red mass. It was huge, taller than me, coming at me. It was two of them. They were coming at me, trying to, I guess, on the same path where those rocks are. They were coming at me, and I started praying the Our Father, because I didn't know what it was. There were just two large red mass coming straight at me. So I started praying the Our Father, and when I was praying the Our Father, two blue orbs came from the sky and made contact with them. When they make contact with them, the red mass just goes into little molecules or little pieces, and then the blue orbs leave. Yeah. So I had prayed for God to come and protect me, for the situation I was in.
Yeah.
So I made it. I went back home, and I made it home safely. So
Hmm.
that's just some of the things that I would experience there. That's why I would say, well, was it spiritual or surreal? But uh, some of the videos that I got, you can see there's something there. You can see the stouts, you can see the faces,
Yeah.
whether people want to say they're real or they're
Right.
spiritual. Or I
There's
have the
some.
videos that we wanted to share with y'all.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. We're fixing to share them here in just a second now because we're almost going on. Well, we're on 52-minute mark. So yeah. Um, and there's some that you can actually see teeth. There's some you can see the snout. There's some you can see ears. I mean, man, it's crazy,
There
dude.
was,
I
there
mean,
was another one where I was sitting at the park, right? I was sitting at the
hmm
park. I think I talked about in the video. There was a bench in the park, and I was sitting down with my nephew because at the time he wanted to join the military, and I was talking to him on the bench by the park at nighttime. Next thing you know, this big old tree branch just you hear it crack and fall behind us. Boom! So as I'm looking to the left to see the tree branch that fell behind us, right
hmm
beside the tree branch was the reddish brown one looking at me. He's looking at me. I'm looking at it, and he's standing on twos. And it's kind of like I'm looking at it. I'm not moving. I mean, I'm not moving, and it's not moving. And we're looking at each other. He just
hmm
turns around and runs into the creek. Runs into the creek. You can hear the branches breaking, right? So as it's breaking the branches, I'm looking, and then I hear it come. I've seen it more branches break, and he comes back into the park, and he runs all the way straight down towards the area where I had my encounter with the six.
Yeah.
So that's why it was hard for me to really understand what was really going on. Whether it was real, whether it was spirit, because I've seen a mixture of everything. I believe that it, spiritually that anything is possible, but I, I had to stay there. People tell me, how come you they tell me, let me lower down this right here.
hmm
They tell me, how come you stayed there for so long in this area?
hmm
Because of the things that started happening from 2005 all the way to 2015,
hmm
is because I was paying my mobile home. I had a mortgage.
hmm
I was paying. When I went into that area, I stayed there because I thought it was going to be a nice environment. The park, and they had a swimming pool and the creek that my son was going to be able to grow up there in a nice environment. But if I knew the things that I know about that area, I would have never moved in there. If if the people of the park would have been honest with me that kind of activity existed there, or that the area where my mobile home was a flood zone, because the creek will rise all the way up towards my house. Sometimes I've seen all my neighbors lose their mobile homes where the water covered their mobile homes. We saved the man's life. He was trapped inside a Mustang when the creek rose. The creek was taking him, and me, my nephew, my brother-in-law, we grabbed him. He was trapped underwater. He could barely. He was crying. He was trying to break. He was a big man.
Mm.
Name was Frank, and he was trying to break the window out of the Mustang. He couldn't break it. He was underwater. So we picked it up, used it as a floating device, and we walked it up the hill,
Mm-hmm.
and we saved his life, thank God. But he moved out of the park, and I still had to stay there because I was paying it, But once I finished paying it, I moved out. That's it.
Yeah, you
Like,
moved out as soon as you got done. Hey, there's a question from Claire Ellis.
yeah,
She's from London. Which episode is of these woods are haunted? Can you answer that for her again,
yes,
please?
it's episode season 3, episode 2.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Cool, man. Cool. And yeah, I see a lot of comments on there about Dogman. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. John and Damien. Yeah, I've seen them going back and forth. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, yes, brothers.
Both of
Look,
them.
I'm military trained. I'm wearing this cap for in honor for
Yeah.
this month is 30 something years of the anniversary of when I would have fought the front lines,
Thank you for your service.
the
Thank you
Battle of
for your
Medina Creek,
service.
and I know how to handle a situation, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Dealing with combat, I know how to handle situations. So when I would go out there by myself, initially what I was looking for was the person that lured my son into the woods. That's my only son. So as a protective father, I'm trying to capture whoever lured my son into the woods, right?
Right, exactly.
But then I started finding other things where it wasn't what it seemed to be. There was a Philippine lady
Mm-hmm.
that told me, "Don't go into those woods." And she was old. She was already up in her 80s. I said, "Man, why you tell me not to go into those woods? That's a shortcut to go to dodge all the
Right.
traffic."
Right.
She said, "There is." She said, "Do you know what a how do you?" She said a certain name.
Did she live there? Did she
Yeah,
live there
she was
too?
right by the edge of the woods.
Oh, wow.
She had been there for about 30 years.
Yeah.
She said that there was something evil there, not to go in there. That's all she would tell me. Don't go in there. There's something evil there. Then one day, she said she had a son, but he didn't live here. He lived in New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
There was one day that I went there, and I seen her son, right, standing by the shed. And I wanted to, hey, my name is Abe. Can I ask you a question? How come your mom says for me not to go into the woods? She's saying there's something evil there. And he looks at me, and I see like a little glare in his eyes, kind of yellowish, and he looks at me. He said, "Do you know what a lycanthrope is?" He's
Oh,
like, "I'm a historian." He said, "I'm a historian.
wow.
I've been doing this for a very long time." And he says, he says, "I come from New Mexico, and I'm a historian over there with the natives. But do you know what a lycanthrope is?" I said,
Wow.
"Well, that's what is in there." He said, "I would suggest you
Wow.
don't go there." Right, and that's all he told me. He gave
Really?
me a
And she
little.
was what, 80 years old?
This is her
80
son.
something? Oh, her
This is her
son.
son. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
I
thought
was
it was the
speaking
lady
to
that
his
said that.
son. He used for the shed, right?
Hmm.
So I said, okay, well, thank you. I'll
Well,
see.
but he obviously, if he knew, then she knew too, right? So,
I'll look up what lycanthrope is. I
yeah.
really didn't know that term, But then
Hmm.
when I looked it up, it said werewolf, right?
Right.
So
Oh, you didn't know what it was back
I
then?
didn't know at that time. I didn't
Oh,
know.
okay.
I just trying to look for a person that lured my son into the woods.
Right, right.
I didn't know about everything else at the time.
Hmm.
So they said that she was going to move, and she had already moved, and he was there picking up the rest of the stuff. And I went up to him. I said, "Hey, man, how you doing?" He said, "Remember me when we spoke last time?" And he's like, "No, I don't know who you are." He's looking. "I don't know who you are." I said, "Man, remember you were here standing by the shed? You were telling me about not to go into the woods because of a lycanthrope and all this."
Hmm.
And by then, things had already happened to me. And he's like, he said, "Look, man," I said, "I don't know who you are. I've never spoken to you before." That's what he told me.
Hmm.
So whatever it was that I talked initially standing by the shed, it could have been something else that had its form. That's why I would say that I think I was dealing with a shapeshifter. You know, at one point in time.
Right.
That little yellowish eye glare that he showed me, makes me wonder was I really talking to, because he said he never met me before, and he was the same guy. He looked the same way that I spoke to by the shed,
Oh
but
wow.
he was a historian. He was, but whatever it was that if it mimicked him or whatever, it made me wonder because he told me that he's never met me before. But his mom, I knew, but she would tell me keep your kids away from the park, keep your kids. She would always warn me not to go into that area.
You know, it's kind of strange because I remember as a kid, I used to watch cartoons, right, like every kid does. And I remember back in the '80s, they used to have this one cartoon, man. I can't remember. I think it was Brave Star. It was. You remember that one?
Which
It
one?
was a Brave Star.
Brave Star.
Yeah, it was a cool cowboy looking dude, but he was like a gunner. He had big old gun or shotgun or something like that,
Yeah.
and his horse could talk and walk. Like he could walk and
Yes.
he acted just like a human or whatever. Well, they were always after this skinwalker type dude that was like he was like how they walk like
Yeah.
this, and he had like a dead coyote or something on top of him, kind of like a
Yeah.
skinwalker thing. But I didn't understand what it was back then. I was just a kid. I was like, what the hell is that? It's just something they made up. It's just something they. But now I recall that, and I'm like, they were telling us that shit way back then.
Yeah.
About skinwalkers and about because they were in the desert. It was always in the desert. I think it was like based off of like Arizona or something like that. And that has to do a lot with native land, skinwalkers and all that. You know what I mean? So it was a common thing to put a skinwalker in a cartoon. You know what I mean? Which they don't do that anymore. But yeah, it's like
All I know, man, that I
mm-hmm,
believe there's many there. After I seen that video that nighttime when I was walking back, there was a lot of them around me, man. I
mm-hmm,
counted a bunch of them. So whether they're real or if they're skinwalkers, all I know there's a lot in that area, and I don't know. After what I seen when I was debunking that video, I got the pictures. So for whoever wants to follow spiritual encrypted encounters,
mm-hmm.
I took some screenshots last night. I haven't worked on them because I was going to do the show with Carlito, but I'm going to place those pictures there when I work on them of what I caught on the clip. Like I said, they're so fast, they move so fast like a blur that you really have to slow down the footage in order to be able to capture what's moving.
Right,
And that's
right.
how I got this videos that we're gonna share with y'all.
Right,
So,
right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that and you know what that's awesome. You did that. I'm glad you taped everything because I mean, that's how things come up on
yeah,
camera.
yeah.
You
And
sometimes you miss
another
it.
thing,
You can't see it. Yeah.
for anybody that is viewing,
Hmm.
I have nothing against nobody, whatever they believe in. I don't got nothing against nobody, whether they're cryptid, not cryptid, or whatever they believe. Everybody's got their own right to believe in whatever they
Right.
believe.
Well, yeah, yeah. And we
Me,
should
I'm just doing
respect
my
each
thing.
other's. Hmm.
Of trying to. I'm onto something that I don't want to be onto it too long because I don't want nothing to
Yeah.
happen in any kind of way.
Right.
So I've just got this footage that I wanted to share with y'all, and this is
Yeah.
recent footage that
Yes.
because
That's
when you say a story, there's people that are gonna either believe your story, they might doubt your story, especially like me when I bring the spiritual aspect, which there
right.
was spiritual things that happen also. There's a
Right.
mixture of everything happening at once. You hear stories where that sometimes people see UFOs when there's a Bigfoot or a Dogman all happening at once. There was all kinds of activity, that was happening. But at the same time, we know that there's other beings that exist, that they're masters of trickery, and they have the capability to manifest themselves into aliens, Bigfoots, uh, dogmen, people, mimic voices, tricksters. So, but I'm not even going to get into that. I just wanted to talk to you about this and the footage that I wanted to share with you that we
Right.
got.
Yeah, that we
And
have.
it's up to
Hmm.
y'all to think whatever you want to think, but
Right.
just think of it like this. The footage that I got it looks like there's something there in the flesh,
Hmm.
but we don't know if it's something in the flesh or something in the spirit. And that's the aspect of it. It's not something like that you see some of the videos where somebody's walking and like you can tell like it's a costume. It's something different. I just want you to be open minded. But when y'all see these videos, I want you to do one thing: not give it power, not give it power, but believe in what you're seeing. But just notice that these clips that I got is that it was something there that I couldn't visually see with my eyes. I couldn't hear nothing till I looked at the footage. When I look at the footage, that's when I could hear what is when it's telling me to run, and I go back to see if there's anything there that's telling me to run, or if if there's a person playing a prank on me or something. And there's no way, because nobody knew I was going to go there. So, and that's when I captured the imagery that y'all gonna see when Carlito decides to show you the footage.
Okay. Do you want to go ahead and start showing
Is there
them
any
the
more questions
footage?
that anybody would like?
Well, yeah. If anybody has a question, yeah, go ahead and
And
make them
then
now.
we can answer questions after we show the videos.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can tell you how I was feeling when I went into there. You could hear it, Carlito. I think
Yeah.
I have a clip where I do the sign of the cross because I could feel them around
Mm-hmm.
me. And when I'm thinking it was the one with the bamboo or coming towards the bamboo. I do the sign of the cross,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe it's a video I didn't get to work, but I do the sign of the cross because I'm feeling something right beside me. I could feel the energy, the negative energy. So I do the sign of the cross. Well, when I do the sign of the cross, that's where they're right there, right beside me, that I'm not even seeing because I'm not paying attention. I'm just looking forward, but
Right.
they're right beside me.
Right.
That's footage that I still need to work on and put out those spiritual encrypted encounters.
Okay, okay. And these short clips that we're going to show, in a couple of videos, a couple of pictures, this is what you've gotten so far, right? And you're still working on getting some more, is that correct, Abe?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, cool.
I'm working on getting the pictures that I took from
Mm-hmm.
from that, of this wolf-like beings, how they look.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but
Cool,
it's
cool,
a look.
brother. Okay. So let me go ahead and pop the screen up, Abe, so we can start showing them.
Do you
B's
have a time
back.
frame to work with,
Just
Carlito,
in
here?
time, B. Yeah, yeah. B's
Yeah.
back. She had stepped out for a second, but she's just in time because we're fixing to start the videos. Okay. So yeah, let's bring it up. Let's go to. Sorry, it's the wrong one. Right here. Okay. So we'll go into here. Let's go check this one out. Oh, there it is.
That might be the one with the bamboo and all that.
That's the one with the bamboo, right? Yeah. Sorry. That's awesome right there, bro.
Is it playing right now? The video
Do what?
is the video playing?
Yeah, you can't see it playing?
No, it's like frozen on the screen right now.
Oh, okay. Okay, hold on. Let me try something. Hold on. Let's try that.
Hey,
Is
now
it
it's playing.
there? Okay. Cool.
And on this video here, I'm like freaked out when I walk in there because I'm seeing all these trees that are bent.
Right. Right. Yeah, there's a
And
lot of
in the video, I'm saying, why are these trees bent like this?
right. Yeah,
Uh, mind
that's
you,
awesome.
I've been in the military and stuff like that, and I've been in many terrains, but I've never seen trees bent in this form, the way these trees are bent. I think it froze up again on the video. Oh, you stopped it.
Yeah,
But
hold on. There it is.
on the video, I'm saying, uh, why are these trees bent? And is it a sign of something saying, "Hey, this is my territory, stay
Right.
out," you know?
Yeah.
And that's what
Okay,
I'm
let's
talking about in this video.
okay. I'm gonna play it again. I'm gonna play it then.
There we go. So I'm basically freaking out at this time, and this is just like I'm walking like, man, what is this? What is this trees bent
Mm-hmm.
and all this? And like, why are they bent? You know,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying in the videos.
And that's crazy. I've never seen something like that.
And what's even
Trees
sometimes-
bent all the way down like that?
Yeah, it's after when I keep on going down the path where
Mm-hmm.
not just the bent trees are there telling me, hey, don't come in here, but then I found a shredded bamboo that's shredded all over the ground, like something really telling me, stay out of here. You don't belong here.
Right,
This
look
is
at
our
that.
territory.
Man, that's crazy. Dude, that's crazy, bro. I've never
the
seen
branches
something.
are
I've
bent.
never seen anything like that.
Trees are they're bent downward.
Yep. All of them,
You
too.
know, when you see the structures and people say that the structures are, so this is not a structure, these are man-made structures that are being bent, trees are being bent to look
Yep.
that way, like a tunnel, you know?
Right. I think you're right. It's a warning sign.
You get a mind. Remember, some of these native people who used to live in the land, there were woodlanders that lived by the creeks, and
Mm-hmm.
they would form shelter from the woods.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where all the shredded bamboo is. More shredded bamboo all over the place.
Wow.
Here's one of the videos that, Carlito wanted me to share with y'all.
Yeah, I don't think any humans are going to try to go in there and bend trees like that.
And another thing, on the other side of Elms Grove, the bamboo was in the woods, but the bamboo that I will find was shredded by the picnic table. It was shredded by the picnic tables and by the picnic table, like something telling us, don't go into this area.
Right.
Like it was leaving it there in the open, so we can know that there was something there doing that. It was
Right.
just like that all over the place.
Ah, that's crazy. And this is the other side of the woods,
Elms Grove,
right? That
yeah.
you never been to before
yeah.
until.
I would just
Right.
go fishing with my son in the creek.
Right. Okay. Let me see these. I don't know if I can open them because I would have to go to the whole group and all that, and I really don't want to do all that right now. I just want to go to the ones you sent me, so I'm gonna play those. Okay. All right. Let's play this one.
I think this one is just when it says.
Where's this one at?
This is on the other side of the bridge.
Here.
Towards the lower ground. You could hear somebody say something. It's like sounds like a woman say something, and then you can hear something laughing or something. But
Okay.
that's all that is.
Okay. And this is on the other side of the bent trees, right?
This is by the side where I found the man that I seen that man get elevated and dropped by nothing force.
Okay.
Right there by the entrance of the bridge, where the road goes down. That's
Okay.
in that area.
All right. Let's play it, man.
But I don't know if they can hear because it's not really going to show nothing. It's just the voices that are there.
And you know what? They kind of like the audio cut off a little bit on that one.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
So we can go to the shows where it shows stuff.
yeah. Okay. Let's see. What's this one? I think these are some of your clips, right? That you have
this one
on
right there.
TikTok.
There you go.
Oh, there it is, right there.
Yeah, there it is right there, guys.
Oh, look at the
Mouth
teeth.
right there, the teeth, the ears.
I can see some teeth,
And then
man.
you get. I think there's another better one in there.
Better one than that.
Yeah.
Let me see this one. 20 seconds. I don't know if that's the same. No, that's another one. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Right here.
You see the teeth. And
Yeah, I
you
can see
open
the
up
teeth.
His jaw, the mouth.
Eyes. You can even see the eyes right there, too.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can see the back,
man.
where the back of it is, and that actually I did a close up on it, but that's pretty tall because in the original footage, it's like that's on top of the trees. It's looking from the top of the
How
trees.
tall do you think that is right there? Because you can see the
Man.
trees there, and
Yeah,
it's
that's
over
gotta
the
be
trees.
like 10 foot to 11 foot tall, man. That's
Damn.
on top of the trees.
Think so?
Yeah, that's looking from on top of the trees. On the regular video, is that I wanted to get the close up of the face, but that's tall. That's looking down, and that's the one that's saying, it's telling me to run.
Oh,
It says
really?
Run twice.
Because that looks pretty close, bro. I mean,
You see, it looks. I believe when he was opening his mouth, that's when he
it
was
looks
pulling
no
his
more
nose.
than what, maybe 4 or 5 feet from you.
Real close.
Real
Yeah,
close.
real close. Right beside me. On the regular footage, but I did the close up of the face because I wanted to get the face.
Right there. Yeah, I paused it right there.
Yeah.
See that? It looks like a face,
So
or
you can
dog
see the
face.
mouth when it opens it up.
Right. I see the white when it opens it up, and that looks like ears right there. That looks top of the head,
Yeah.
But the only thing is,
And
the only
blowing
thing
his
is,
mouth. I think it was telling me to run, man.
oh yeah,
That's the one that said because when I look back at the footage, that's the only one that I caught. It's opening his mouth like he's talking to me a lot. And I think it said run twice.
hmm
If you look at the footage, he's like trying to say something, like he's speaking to me
wow, that's cool, man.
when it opens his jaw.
There's definitely something there, man. Whether people believe in them or not, there's
Right there.
definitely something there, bro. Yeah,
see?
you can see it right there.
Yeah, open his mouth.
Yeah,
see
you
it
can
when
see
it
the
opened
white
up wide.
teeth. You can see the white teeth and everything.
I think I gave it a little bit more color too, so you can
Yeah.
see it better.
Let's check
That's
this
why-
one out. Let's check
Yeah.
this one out. See what this one is.
Oh yeah,
I like how you added the music on there too, man. Let's see. Turn down a little
yeah.
bit so the music could go down. You can, talk over it.
yeah. I can talk over it.
Yeah, and then
Right
you can
there, guys.
kind of explain.
It was right behind me. Tell me, man, they know how to camouflage it, so it's real good. That's right by the creek.
Oh, that's right by the creek. So it's right
Yeah.
back here.
Yeah, the other one that you just seen was before that, and I walked towards the creek,
Mm-hmm.
and I turned around. The creek was to the right, and that's what's right behind me.
Mm.
You can see
Awesome.
it open his eyes up right behind me. Now I'm walking with the camera. You don't see nothing there, but when I
Right.
turn back, I'm thinking there was two there. If you slow it down, I
Yeah.
think there's two there.
Oh,
And that
yeah.
one
You
is
can
all
see
right-
like eyes and
there's
shit
another
right
one
there.
beside him, right there. Another taller
Yeah.
one right beside him.
Yeah, I see him.
There was two, and the one on top moves his head.
It looks like this is one, and then like this is
Yeah,
another one.
Yeah, there's two there.
Right.
There's two.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. We
'Cause,
dissecting. We
I slowed
dissecting.
the clip, and you can see when he moves his head, the one that's further up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You can see this one further up.
Yeah. And you can see the eyes of that one that's down there low.
Okay. Let's see something. Okay. Well, let's move to the next one.
I think that's the same one. That's the same one, but without the color.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you enhanced them, couple,
Yeah, I
right?
put some color in them, so
Put some
you
color in
know,
them so
some
you
people
can
say,
see better.
hey, add some color to it.
Is this the original one?
That's the original right there. You see it?
Yeah,
Right there.
right here.
Yeah, but you can see when it changes color in eyes when it right there,
Oh yeah.
right behind me.
Man, that's close, dude. That's
I think
close.
I put music to those. I think I put the music to American what was it? That movie.
Yeah.
Rising.
Bad Moon Rising. Bad Moon Rising. Yeah. See this one here.
That's old footage from the other side of the woods.
Oh, look at that.
See how he opens his eyes?
I see something right here.
Yeah, it's right there.
Is that its eyes? Those two eyes right there?
No, the eyes already showed it. I
We're
think
over here.
He's gonna open his mouth right now. Yeah.
Okay.
He opened his mouth right there. There's a couple in there. There's one right there, and then right to the left, there's another one right there. See it?
Mm-hmm.
Right above the bush. And then there was more there because in the video you can see something else moving. But I think there's some better videos in there, Carlito, that shows it better.
Okay.
That I'll send you.
Okay.
Send you a couple.
Well, we'll check them all out because they're all small clips anyway. So
Yeah, small clips.
I like that song.
There you go. You see it right there.
And turn down a bit
You
though.
see the snout, and then the other one's right beside it. And then, yeah, as you play in the video, you can see something else passing. It moves so fast.
Oh, you
Like
can
something
see
real
something
fast.
moving right there.
Yeah. They move so fast that even when I slowed it down, it's still
Even
moving fast.
yeah, it's still too fast, right? Yeah.
So they move. If they are real. If they are real,
Right there, right by
there are
the
some
tree.
very
Man, there's a
fast
couple of them.
predators,
There's
that's all
one
I
right
can say.
there. There's one back there.
and one moving, one on the move.
Oh yeah,
Right there. He's
right
right
there.
behind the bushes. There's another one on the move.
Yeah,
He was
man, that's
moving.
cool,
He was
dude.
going the other way. You know.
Where's the one that I asked you? Remember? Is that all the videos? Okay. Where's the one?
Yeah,
Is
the
it?
one, the one
Is
in
it
the
this
past.
one?
The,
No,
there's another one.
that's.
Yeah, that's the one I put it. That was good. Look, that picture right there. Show the picture, Carlito.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, show that picture. It's got the mouth open with the tongue sticking out on that one. You can see the teeth.
Oh, right here.
It's got horns on it.
Right. Okay, right here. Yeah, I see the. Okay, here's the eyes. Here's the horns you're talking about.
Right in the center.
Long face,
the
long
horns are
snout.
right in here. Right in here.
Right.
And it's got the mouth open. You can see the teeth, and it's got
Yeah,
the
you can see
tongue
the
sticking
teeth
out.
right there.
If you look close enough, you'll be able to see the tongue sticking out.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Man, I'm trying to see if I can zoom it in, but I don't think I can. They don't have that little hand. Normally it has that little hand where you can zoom it in. Nah, I don't have it, bro.
Yeah.
Dang it. Okay.
But you can see the teeth, the face, and you can see like something sticking out from right in here,
Mm-hmm.
like this, right up in here. Something sticking out from the center of its head.
Yeah, I can see that, bro. I can surely see that right there, that big head. But that one video, you know that one video where you slowed
I
it
sent to
down?
you, brother. It should be there.
You did? It should be there?
The one on the path. The one on the path.
Let me see. Man, too bad they don't. It's got this black thing. You don't know what they look like until you open them.
No,
It's not that one?
No.
Okay.
Let me see. No. Keep on going.
No, that's
I'll
not
tell you
that.
which one it is.
Because that's the one I really
It might
wanted
be
to
that one.
show.
Let me see.
What's this one?
It's playing. No, that's not it. Keep on going.
Yeah, that's a big dude right there, whatever that is.
Yeah, that's just a closer
The one
up.
in the back. Yeah. All right, let me see. Man, I hope I can find that one, Abe. Because that one you can see the thing, whatever it is behind the bush, is looking at you as you turn that corner, and then it goes like this, and it turns away
It should
like
be in there.
trying to hide or something. Yeah. Let me see. No, that's not it. Unless it's one of the ones that you sent where visit the group thing.
Keep on going. Should be one of the last ones that I sent you. No, that's not it.
It's not that one?
No.
Okay. Is it that one? No, that's in the woods, isn't it?
Keep on going. I'll let you know which one it is. Keep on going up.
Okay, that's not it then. All right.
No.
No, Sermon. Is this one? Maybe?
You can play that one. And that one, there's a white mass that passes right in front of me. That's in the section where I heard the woman laughing.
Oh, okay. Are you sure that's not a tree though, with the flash of your phone?
No, there was no tree there.
Let me see.
It's actually moving. Look, you can tell where it moves right in front of me.
You didn't have your flash on?
No, I don't think so. No.
Because that looked like super white, man. Let me see. Let's see if it's this one.
That's a video.
That's it right there. Yeah.
No, that's not it.
No, that's not it. Nope.
Keep on going, Carlito.
Let's see. It might be this one.
That might be that one. Nope.
Nope.
Keep on going.
I want to show y'all this one, guys. That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to show y'all this one, guys. Look, check this out. He's turning that bend, and that thing, you can see it with the camera. That thing is looking at him, like right here somewhere.
It's gonna come up.
Yeah, it's too slow right now. Yeah.
There,
And there he is, right there. And then you can see him turn around and look like to the side. Look.
Yeah, it's right there.
Maybe that's too blown up. There he is, right there.
There again. He's still looking at me.
Yeah. But I don't know if I think it's too
video
blown up. I think it should be more of this one. Yeah. Yeah, you can see
a couple of them.
Yeah. You can see him like looking at you like that, kind of like through the bushes.
Yeah.
And then it goes like this. And it realizes that you're looking at him, I think, with the camera or whatever. I think it sees the camera.
Yeah, there he is right there.
And he goes like this, and he goes like he tries to hide or something. See that movement?
Yeah.
No, that's I don't
And
know.
there he is right there again.
Right
He's
there.
looking at me right there. You can see the eyes looking at me. He's still low to the ground. It's like on stealth mode, like real. They could go real low to the ground, like,
Yeah.
but they're pretty big, man. The camera doesn't give it justice.
Right.
It, the one I seen that crossed the path one time when I was going to the store, it blocked the whole path. That's how big it was.
But you know what? I don't like this video because it's too long, like
Yeah.
long, like up and down long. I need it wider where they can see that.
Yeah, yeah,
How I seen it, kind of like this one a little bit, but
yeah. That one, the close one.
that's
other one's
the
on
yeah.
That
So
one
this
was
one,
better. Yeah, it was that one.
yeah, that one's better because you can
That's
see
why
it.
I did it that way, because you can get a better look at it. Maybe
Right.
you can pause it on it so they can
Yeah, I'm
see
gonna
it.
try to pause it right when I see it.
Boom.
Right there, right here.
It opened his mouth. Right there, it's got it closed, but it opened his mouth
Yeah,
when I was passing through there. It
right.
opened his mouth, and it's going to give me a dirty look too. It gives me this like it wants to snarl at me.
You can see the
Hit on his
snout.
nose,
You
where
can
his
see the
nose goes
snout
up.
right here.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
snout, and then the eyes, and then the ears. But man, I saw it better, bro. This one's
There
not
it is.
as good as the one I
Yeah,
saw.
yeah. I think I might have another one where it's closer up.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
But right there, it's still looking at me right there in the path.
Yeah, yeah.
It opens his mouth. It makes this. It shows teeth too on that one.
Oh yeah.
But right there is like on stealth mode. It's low to the ground. You know.
Yep. See, these right here are different, but they're like you gotta visit the group, so I don't
Yeah.
want to.
That's one.
Because I already
thing
got too
looking
many.
right at me.
Yeah, I already got too many apps open right now, so.
Yeah.
I like that very last one. Which one's this one? Did we see this one already?
Yeah,
No,
that
yeah,
was
we
the
did.
bamboo one.
Yeah, that's the bamboo. Yeah, man, that's crazy, dude. I don't know. I've never seen anything like it, man. That's all. Like, man, you gotta show this one. Never seen any trees bent all the way down like that. Never. And what makes them bend like that though?
Yeah, but you seen the one that I showed where it opened his mouth? That's tall, man. That's pretty tall.
Yeah.
The one now, that other video that when it was on the ground, that was like a long time ago when I took that video.
Right.
So is it the same one but it grew? You know,
Yeah.
because of the color?
Right.
It kind of has the same color as the other one that was picking over the trees.
Right. Look at all those branches bent, bro. All of them. All of them. All the trees around that area, right there.
Yes, and I have videos where I'm in the creek and they say some foul language to me. You know,
Oh yeah.
it said "suck my," you know what,
Mm-hmm.
to me. He caught it on the EVP on the footage, and then one of them says "eat shit" or something like that, and it's like, but it's all
Yeah.
from the same clip, from the same videos that
Right.
it's one of the videos that nobody knew that it was gonna go up. We're in
Right.
Harker Heights and we just showed up. I told my wife, said, "Man,
Right.
can you take me so I can do a video?" And she looks at me and said, "Okay, let's go." And she just stayed in the vehicle and I just I went walking real fast and it's kind of like 27 minutes long. But it was just a
Look
quick
how they're
video.
bent, man. Like all the way down.
I was moving a little bit fast because I didn't want the sun to go down on me, but it still went down
Right.
on me.
Right.
But I'm thinking that the other area across the creek where I was standing at,
Mm-hmm.
where somebody bought some land there that it says private property, but not all of it is private property. That I'm thinking that right there in that area might be a hot spot
Mm-hmm.
because that's where a lot of the activity that I see right now on the video, where there was a bunch of them. So they might be living in that area also,
Right.
or in all the area in that section on both sides.
Mm-hmm. I just wanted to play this, because for the people that just might have just came in, not too long ago. I know Nightmare. What's up, Nightmare?
Yeah.
I know he just came in not too long ago, so I played it for those people. Okay.
Yeah,
Well.
the
All
one
right.
that is sneaking when it opens his mouth, it shows his teeth.
Mm-hmm.
That freaked me out because the reason it freaked me out is because it said run to me
Mm-hmm.
twice. It said run, and I was like, oh, maybe it's just me hearing things. Then it says
Mm-hmm.
run, like it made this run.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you hear the second run. So that's how I found the footage of it in there because I wanted to see if there was something in the woods,
Right.
and I caught the footage of it opening its mouth. That's the only reason. Sometimes they give themselves away in that manner,
Mm-hmm.
that they say something to you. I mean, you might not hear it, but if you catch it on video, you got your recording.
Right.
Just look back, look into the footage,
It's always better on
and
video.
mind you, I had to slow down the speed because if I would have not, I might have not captured that on regular speed. I mean, I could see something there on regular speed, like a blur or something moving. And I said, well, what is that that's moving there? So I slowed down the speed to be able to capture that for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I did this video.
Yeah.
I've been putting this footage, and I'm still working on that. I just
Mm-hmm.
want people to know that to be careful, man. Because I mean, if it can speak and it's saying something to me, it's telling me to run twice. There's another thing it said to me when I was walking out of there.
Mm-hmm.
In Spanish, it called me a marranito.
Oh yeah, you told me about
He called me
that.
marranito, and a marranito in Spanish means little pig. So
Mm-hmm.
what is it really trying to tell me? That it's the big bad wolf?
Yeah. Right.
Get it? The little pig,
Yeah. Little
let me
pig,
in.
little piggy or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what it said. And I'm gonna cut that clip where it says marranito. You can look it up on Google.
Mm-hmm.
Google marranito, and it says little pig. It'll say little pig. That's what it means. Pig, a
Hmm.
little pig. But it's calling me a marranito, like
Right.
basically like I'm food for it or something.
Right. Right. Right.
That's kind of
Like
very
you're the prey.
disrespectful.
Yeah. Like you're the prey.
Yes, yes, that's basically what it's telling me, calling me a little pig.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother, all for tuning in. I really appreciate you tuning in, listening to us talk and to the videos. I really appreciate it, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank everybody in the
But
chat.
after seeing all the things that I've seen there, I don't know, man, if I'll be going into the area anytime soon. Not unless somebody wants to go with me. Somebody with some good equipment. I'm
Right.
gonna want to go into that area, but I don't know if I'm gonna. I
You
freaked out
know.
with when I was debunking the nighttime video when I was walking out of the path.
Uh
I'm
huh.
seeing all this things following me by the side of the woods, and
Right.
I got pictures of them how they looked, and they looked like werewolves or dogmen, whatever you want to call them. That's what they look like, and those pictures I'm going to work on them, and I'm going to place them on spiritual encrypted encounters. I really haven't shared too much to too many groups, but I've just
Mm-hmm.
been concentrating on working on on, on my mission, right? What I wanted to do is expose them more,
Mm-hmm.
so people understand that they do exist. But the question is, what are they? Are they
Right.
real? Are they supernatural? What are
Right.
they?
Yeah, that's the question. That's the
That's
million
the
dollar
question.
question right there, brother. Are they
And
real? Are they spiritual? Are they demonic? Are they physical form? Are they,
you've seen the physical
ghostly
form, you've seen
form?
the
I
teeth,
mean,
right?
yeah,
It's showing you teeth, it's showing your eyes, showing your ears. It's
yeah,
telling you, hey, we're here in the physical. But then
yeah,
when it says run
yeah,
twice and it growls at me, it's like, whoa, we can speak
yeah,
too.
yeah.
So
There's a question
what
for
are we
you.
really dealing with? Is it a shapeshifter, a skinwalker, can you
Yeah,
speak?
there's a question from B Moss for you, Abe.
Yes,
She says,
after last night, after viewing the footage of me walking back out of the woods,
yeah,
and I caught like at least 7 or 8 pictures of them following me.
mm-hmm,
Yeah, I'm kind of like I'm thinking I'm not gonna go there trying to walk at nighttime, knowing that they were that
no,
close to me. They were only a few feet away from me. I'll say
yeah,
like
no,
3 4 feet away from me, and anything could have happened.
yeah,
So I wasn't giving it power by believing in it, but like I said, I couldn't see them. I couldn't see them visually, but I
Right.
caught them on video.
On
But
video.
yeah, it's kind of like I don't know if I want to go back there
But
anymore.
you can feel that dread, right?
Yeah,
You can feel
but
that
because
weight there.
on the video I do a sign of a cross. I have a video. I'm gonna put that one up on my feed
Hmm.
where I do the sign of the cross. I do
Right.
the sign of the and he threw my video off also that I had to
Yeah.
go find my original video to be able to put the proper footage on it because it gave me a lapse time on the video, like it was off. But I knew that when I look at my Facebook, so on the spiritual video, that video was working properly. But when I tried to debunk it, it was sending the video off. But I'm gonna try to put the footage when I do the sign of the cross. When I'm doing the sign of the cross is because I was already feeling them. So I did the sign of the cross for protection.
Right. Yeah, you got that special
And
power.
when
You
you
can
were
feel
asking
all that.
when you were asking me the question, what do you do? Well, do you feel something that's not right around you? To the sign of the cross to protect yourself.
Yeah.
That's where your faith comes in. Because I knew
Right.
they were
Right.
there because I could sense them. I just didn't
Right.
know how many there were. And after debunking the video and taking all these pictures of what I've seen, there was a lot of them.
Hmm.
So, like I said, what are they? They have the capability to speak. They move. You see how fast they move,
Yep.
and that's playing the video slow, and they move
Slow.
real fast,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a blur.
Hmm.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter if the army goes in there. That's why some of the stories that I hear, that the army went there and killed a dogman. Of what I've seen and what I wins, that they move that fast. There's no way, man, that they're going to be able to hit a target that moves that fast.
Right. Right.
It's not moving in our time. It's moving in a
Hmm.
different, in its own time. It's way too fast.
Yes. I believe it. I
Even
believe it,
if
man.
they had target finder or they had a laser on it, by the time they shoot it's gone.
It's
It's way
gone,
too
right?
fast.
Yeah, yeah, I believe it, man.
It's going
I
too
think they're
fast.
way too fast. A lot of people, including B Moss, she knows that they said that when they see these things, they're too fast. Like it's like blur. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like from 0 to 70 miles an hour, like that. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
And if they had an opportunity, like I mean, I didn't have no weapon. It's kind of like they know when you don't have a weapon or something.
Right.
Because when they showed me their full form, I had
Uh
no
huh.
weapon on me.
Oh, okay.
When, but I don't know. I don't want to go. How should I say? Fight them or anything like that. At one time I
Right.
wanted to find out what lured my son into the woods, but I know now. It's like, I mean, I will go during the day to do a video, but I don't
Right.
know if I want to go at nighttime after what it showed to me how many there were at nighttime.
Hmm.
Anything can happen.
Hey, B wants to know if do you believe they can hurt you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they hit me in the back,
Right.
and I had a big old bruise. They shoved me off a cliff, and I don't think they were shoving me to land in the water because the creek was dry. So they were shoving me to hurt me, to kill me. They shoved me of a by the bridge. There was a ditch. They shoved me into the ditch, and I landed. I almost broke my leg in the ditch. So
Whoa.
yes, they'll hurt you. I've seen
Hmm.
a man get elevated when he was in invisible form, I guess, or cloak and dagger, whatever people
Hmm.
want to call it, where he
Hmm.
got elevated and dropped 3 times on the right there by the bridge. That's why I went into that area because of what I seen when the man got elevated and dropped by 19 Fort. Uh, yeah, I believe they can hurt you
Right.
if 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 they have some kind of authority or you give it power some kind of way that they're
Oh,
liable
okay.
to hurt you. But if you're not afraid, you don't show the fear, you maintain your faith. I believe you can overcome them. You know, that's how I believe I overcame when I was in the woods. When
Hmm.
when I started praying to our Father, I took my mind somewhere else. There were
Right.
6 of them. I could
Right.
tell their eyes looking at me. They were tall.
Hmm.
But that's what saved me, and I kind of ignored them. I blocked them, but blocked my parallel vision, so I wouldn't see them, and I just
Hmm.
kept on praying. It's kind of like when you ignore somebody, man.
Meditating.
Basically,
Right.
that's what I did. I ignored them.
Yeah, you zone them out.
I zoned them out. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
word. I zoned them out,
Right.
and I didn't think about it, and I took my mind somewhere else. So I went to prayer. I
Hmm.
made it home safely, but once I got home, man, it's like my sister seen how pale I was, so she knows something had happened. As pale as I was scared again.
Right.
I jumped in
Right.
the shower, turned on did the sign of the cross, started praying, and God said, God, please get this negative energies off of me, get fear off of me.
Hmm.
And I was praying because sometimes when you went up in a situation of being scared in that manner, you can wind up getting sick. You know, so
Hmm.
you have to. You know, I did the measures of praying to the Heavenly Father to cleanse me from what I
Hmm.
witnessed.
Hmm. Right. Well, you know what? I would go with you to those woods. I would go with you, man, because you're not that far from me. You're like maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours from me. So I could go. No, a little bit more. I'm sorry, I'm lying. Like maybe 2.5 hours. Right? We looked it up, Abe,
Yeah,
last time. And but I would go with you, bro. But and I'm not scared of the woods.
yeah,
I'm not gonna say nighttime, but daytime I'm not scared of the woods. But nighttime it might be a little overwhelming because of what I know that goes on there.
yeah.
Right? Any other
Yes,
woods, I don't care being there at night. But
I'll tell you,
your woods,
I've taken people
yeah, I'll
there,
think
man. I've
twice.
taken people there where they see something or they get their energy drained that they get dropped,
Right.
and I had to carry them out of the woods
Mm-hmm.
because they can't walk on their own. That's so
Right.
bad that I had to pick them up, put them
Wow.
on my shoulder, and walk them back to the
Yeah.
vehicle, and their energy is completely drained out of the body. That's why.
Right.
That's why it's very confusing for me when I can get footage of something there. You can see the teeth, the ears, the eyes,
Mm-hmm.
but then I see people get drained out of their energy. So it makes you wonder what kind of beings are they?
Right. Right.
They have
Right.
those
Right.
capabilities.
Right.
They're,
Exactly.
maybe they don't attack the flesh, but they're attacking your
Right.
spirit, your energy of your spirit. You know, that's
Right.
what if you're afraid or you have a spiritual opening, right? Like anger, hatred, unforgiveness.
Right.
That's what they feeds on. It's feeding on you. It's feeding on, when the person loses the whole all energy is because it fed their energy, and maybe that's what they feed. It's off
Yeah.
of energy.
Energy. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It's just
I've heard
my
that a lot. Yeah.
it's just my perspective, you know.
Yep. 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 They
Not to
scare you to feed off your energy of your fright energy. I guess you could say. Kind of like that movie. What was it? The monsters that with those little kids. Kind of like that, man. That's what I
you know,
think. It's all.
I believe that's what it does. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I did have
And.
I did have six of my neighbors
Mm-hmm.
when all the time, and I was trying to warn them because when they were taking this shadow forms that were going into the homes, I
Mm-hmm.
was trying to warn my neighbors, and I guess they put a complaint on me saying that that I was scaring them and all this. But all these people that I warned because I was seeing them go through the homes, they all
Oh.
passed away within a matter of 2 to 3 months. They all died.
Wow.
One thing about them is that they were all found dead in their beds, every
Wow.
single one of them, except one lady that was found dead in a recliner.
Mm-hmm.
But they were my neighbors. They lived in the same block
Wow.
of the mobile home where I live.
Right. Right.
It was Miss Kim, her neighbor, the neighbor behind me, the neighbor across her, and another lady up the street, and then a man in another block that I knew. I don't know,
Right.
but I just hope that whoever's here viewing that y'all enjoyed the footage and you have
Right.
spiritual encrypted encounters with these videos. You can actually see them and hear. I play
Mm-hmm.
some music on them, but I got spiritual encrypted encounters and on YouTube, and you can follow me on Facebook. I got spiritual encrypted encounters on Facebook, and I got TikTok where I'm pulling little reels and yeah,
Right.
on TikTok little reels, you know,
Mm-hmm. Little reels. Yeah.
with some
Little
music in
short
them.
clips. Yeah.
Short clips, I'm getting
Yeah.
the what do you call it? The main thing, the main
Yeah.
meal.
Yeah. Yeah. The main meal
That's a
right
certain
there.
saying.
Boom.
The main what?
Nice and short. Yeah.
The main ticket or the meal ticket.
Yeah. The main event.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
main event.
I've
You
seen it.
skip
I've
all the
seen it.
commercials and just go
Well,
straight to
let
the
me tell
meat.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me tell you, Abe, man. If I ever do decide to go, which I really want to, bro, you're gonna have to go in there with me. You're gonna have to clean me up after we leave, because I don't want to bring none of that shit back home with me, bro. I tell you, you know what I mean. I'm not scared to go in the woods, but just bringing back something, that's what I'm worried about, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
those negative attachments that you
yeah,
exist, brothers and
yeah,
sisters.
I
For
know it.
those, look, I was a Wiccan. That his mom was a Wiccan. He was a Wiccan, and he said that he heard what had happened to me, what was happening to me. They wanted to go into that area.
Mm-hmm.
That he said that he felt that there was a portal open. Right. He said that he was trained by his grandmother, by his mother, that he could close a portal that was there in that area. So he went there, and everybody's gonna do their own right what they believe in. So he went there. I did my sign of my cross and my faith, and he told me where's his area, and it was nighttime. Right, we went, and he was there, and he went into the woods by himself. Next thing you know, you hear him say something. He's screaming something, and we don't know what's going on. So I go there, and he's standing in the middle of the path, and he looks like he's possessed, right? And it's like, hey, come on, man. And he don't want to come out of the path. He's standing in the middle of the path, and he starts backing up into the darkness, like it's taking him. So I do the sign of the cross, start saying the Our Father, and I go in there, and I get him, and I pick him up, and I carry him out of the woods. When I get him to the vehicle, he's got no energy. So whatever had control of him had possessed him, right? So I start praying and praying, and he's laying
Right.
on the ground,
They dragged
no
him in.
energy, and he's starting to hit the ground, and then he starts seeing all these things, and I'm trying to see what he's seeing, but the thing that he's described that he's seeing is, for example, he was describing the Dogman, he was describing the dark shadow figures, and he was seeing them, he was pointing where they were at, and he got scared, and he put him in the back of his vehicle, and he was just, it went like crazy, like he was like scared, and that was the
Right.
last time I ever seen him. That's why, whether it was him or veteran. There was another veteran that came from the Iraq War. His brothers would come to my house, and he's like, "Are you Abe?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I think you're full of shit." That's what he told me. I said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah. Why are you scaring my brothers about the woods over there and all this stuff?" I said, "Man," I said, it's a true story." He said, "No, I believe you're full of this and this and that." I said, "Man," he said, "No, I'm not." And then he's like, "Well, take me there right now." It's like 3 in the morning, and I'm like, "Man, I don't want to take you. You're drunk. You've been drinking. I don't want to take you there. You'll be easy target. Take me there right now, and I tell
Exactly.
you, I'm not afraid of what's in that area. I just came back from combat." So it's like, after him cussing me so many times, I said, "Okay, let me take you." I felt that if I didn't take him, he was going to continue to cuss at me. So I took him to the area. I said, "I'll be sitting here by the swing set. So I'm gonna stay here. So I'm gonna stay by the swing set because there's a light there. So he's there, and then he's there, he said, "There's nothing there." He hears a woman laughing from inside the woods. He's like, "I hear you. I'm not afraid of you." So he takes off his clothes, and he's in his boxers, right? Takes off his shoes. He picks up his hands, and he says, "I'm going in," you know. So he goes walking by the tree line. He's walking by the tree line. He's right by the edge of the tree line, uh, besides the path, not in the path, but besides the path. Next thing you know, he starts screaming, like, ah, and I'm like, "Man, what's the matter with him?" So when he turns around, he's bleeding from the wrist. He's bleeding from here, from the armpits. He's bleeding from behind the his knees, from his ankles. He's bleeding from all the places. There's a jugular point, right? He freaking turns around, grabs his stuff, picks it up, and hauls. I mean, he's running full speed, barefooted, with all his clothes. So I just start praying, 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 and I just go home. Like 2, 3 weeks pass by. He comes knocking on my door. He's like, "Hey, Abe, I just came to apologize to you for what I said to you. At first I thought you were full of this, but man, after what I experienced, so I'll never doubt you again." And then he said, "But I want to tell you something, a story." He said, "Well, I know whatever is there is very evil." So all these places that I was bleeding,
Right.
so whatever is there is evil, is because where I was bleeding when I was in war, in the Iraq War,
Yeah.
I tried to commit suicide. I cut myself in those locations because I
Hmm.
wanted to die. I didn't want to deal with the war, so I cut myself in those locations. But whatever is there knew, and that's what I was bleeding from all those
And it
spots.
and it opened them up. Yeah. Yeah.
They say it's
Yeah. That's
very evil
crazy.
what's in there.
Right. It is. Yeah.
So whatever is there
Yeah.
knows your strengths
And your weaknesses.
and weaknesses.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
So
You're
he
right.
knew
Abe.
his weaknesses.
Yeah.
That's why I always tell people, always maintain the love foundation.
Right. Right.
When I say I always maintain the love foundation, is because I've been through it. I
Right.
got I got dropped.
Right.
I fought spiritually. I protected my home, my family.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only reason I always say always maintain love. And that's when you have a love foundation. There's no unforgiveness, there's no hatred or anger, in which those things can touch us, right? Because we're being protected by the Heavenly Father. But that's why I say I always maintain a love foundation. And I've been saying that for a very long time. Even though I got dropped, and sometimes you have to look. We might have an unforgiveness within us that we don't even know about, that we've forgotten over time. And once you find that unforgiveness and you say, God, I forgive this individual, maybe all the things that might be happening, holding you back from going on forward, all that goes away because you forgave truthfully, and that's part of love.
Right, exactly. Thank you, Abe. Well, hey, Abe, I think we're gonna cut it off now, bro, because we're already going on 150, an hour
Yeah,
and
that's
50
fine.
minutes.
That's
So
fine,
yeah,
brother.
we went pretty long, man. But yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for everything. Thank you for sharing your videos, your pictures, everything, bro. And
Yeah,
and
brother.
thank
And
and
anytime, bro. Whenever you
yeah,
wanna, if you ever decide to come down, man, I'll
yeah,
go with you. Because
yeah. I do, bro.
I
I
have to
really
take
do.
breaks when I do go there into the area because
I
I
really
can
do.
feel like different.
You
I
know
can
what?
feel
I'm
crazy.
gonna do that. That way, I'm gonna do that. That way, I'll do 2 for 1. I'll visit that place and I'll get those stones from you. Those
Yeah, yeah,
protective
yeah, yeah,
stones that I want from you. Yeah,
yeah.
hell yeah, bro. We'll do it, man. Yeah, hell yeah. Well, thank you, Abe, and thank you everybody for showing up tonight, man. It was a great show, and
Thank you
everybody.
all.
Yeah, thank you everybody for being here. So
And I
we'll
know
see y'all.
there's war, or they say there's war. I know the media, if it's
Oh,
real or
right.
not.
Yeah,
The only thing that we can do is pray.
pray. Yeah,
Pray
that's what. Yeah, that's what
for
I'm
everybody.
thinking. Yeah, that's all we can
For
do
the
is pray.
word not to spread too much because
Yeah.
there's
Mm-hmm.
hatred and anger, and that's not good. You know.
Right, exactly. Yeah, say no to war, guys. You know what I mean? Say
Yeah.
no to war. That's what I say. Yep. All right, man. Well, that was a great show, man. Thank you, Abe, and thank you
You're
everybody that
very
showed
welcome.
up. Voltron, thank you. Special thank you for Voltron, man. He's a really great guy,
Yes.
bro. Love that guy, man. And B, thank you, B. And I think B's gonna have a live right after this. She told me so.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, let's go ahead and finish it, brother.
Thank you,
And
B.
yeah,
B. Al, Voltron,
yeah,
everybody that showed up. Thank you all much.
yeah,
I know I've kind of been distant away from a lot of things because I've been focusing on that. It takes when you debunk the video, it takes a lot of energy out of you sometimes
yeah.
too because of
I
what you're
believe it.
seeing, and it affects you. So you have to
I
take a little
believe it.
break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually.
But thank you all very much, and God bless every one of y'all and your families. Thank you, Carlito, for giving me the
Yes,
platform
sir.
to
Absolutely.
talk about
Absolutely,
this
bro.
and
Yes,
for
sir.
helping me share the video.
Yes, exactly, bro. Yes, and hopefully we'll have you in the future again, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, you be careful, man, and take care out there, brother.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, take care, man. Thank you,
Peace out, everybody.
everybody. Peace out, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you, Voltron. He says, bless both of you guys. Thank you, Voltron. And we'll see y'all next time, man. I am gonna have another live this Saturday, which is in 2 days. So y'all stay tuned for that too, okay? I'm gonna have a Bigfoot researcher guy.
Oh,
His name
nice.
is Matt Williamson. Yeah, he's got his own channel, South Florida Sasquatch or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna have him on. All right, guys. See y'all next time, man. Peace out.
Peace out.
Love you all, man. Thank you. Bye.